Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name's Nicola and welcome. Today's video is going to be a bit of a serious one. I'm going to be talking about my journey battling cancer. I'll probably end up having to do it in a couple of parts. It's just that it's been happening for 3 years and I've had 3 diagnoses. So what I thought I would do is split it up into different videos, just so you're not having to watch me babbling on for an hour to 2 hours or whatever. Anyway, in September 2015 I was diagnosed with cervical cancer stage 2B. This came about because I was with my ex-boyfriend, and after having sex one night there was a lot of bleeding, and it was really a lot. It never happened to me before. I didn't know what was going on. I was scared. I was so confused of what it was. I always remember that night. I'll never forget that night, to be quite honest. The bleeding continued, so I decided that I needed to see somebody about this, because I was getting quite unwell with it. I was feeling a bit dizzy, lightheaded, things like that. So what I'd done is I had phoned NHS 24 because this was at the weekend and the doctors was closed. NHS 24 made me an appointment at the out hours doctor, and you go to the hospital to see them. So I went to see him, and the first thing he asked was, could it be my periods? And I was like, no, it can't be my periods. I've not had a period in about a year because I have the implant, and basically my periods had stopped. And to be quite honest, us women know the difference between period blood and blood, if you know what I mean. So anyway, you know, I felt my stomach and things like that, and he advised me to take the next day off of work and so on, and he also took a pregnancy test. And I'll never forget what he said to me. And I thought, after it, I thought, how professional. So anyway, he goes away, comes back, and he's like, congratulations, you're not pregnant. And I was like, because when I heard congratulations, I thought, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And yeah, I didn't like that he said that to me. He could have just said, oh, it's fine, the test was negative, but no, he had to say, congratulations, you are not pregnant, which, no, I didn't take too kindly to that. So I went on my merry little way, and it actually says if it continued to come back, and I thought, I'm not going back to see him. I was like, no, after that. So anyway, I was due to go on holiday soon, thinking in the next week or so, and we were going to Turkey, so it's like really hot in that, and obviously you want to go in the pool, the beach and things like that. So I thought, I can't go on holiday bleeding. So I went to my GP and I just explained the situation, and she asked me when was the last time I had my smear test. So I'd said to her that it was actually 14 years the last time I had one, which I know I should have really had more, and I totally regret. I regret it. I basically do. I regret not having my smear test. Maybe this could have been picked up sooner, I don't know. But anyway, so she's like, right, okay, I want you to make an appointment for a smear test as soon as you get back from your holiday. I'll prescribe you these tablets, and that will stop the bleeding. Anyway, I went on holiday, I had a fantastic time. I came back, I made an appointment for my smear test. I get my smear test done, in the middle of it, I start bleeding. And obviously I was a bit shocked at this, and I could see the doctor's face, she was panicking. I knew that there was something not quite right. And she knew it as well. I knew by her face, and she was panicking and asking me if I had pads, and I was like, no, I don't have any. And she's like, oh, I'll go and get you some. And yeah, she was quite panic stricken, so I kind of had a feeling. So yeah, I got that, and I waited on the results. But I always remember saying to my mum, and I says to her, no, I'm not trying to be a hypochondriac here. I says, but I've got a feeling there's something no right here. There's something seriously wrong with me. And she just looked at me and she says, don't be stupid. But I just felt it. Don't know if anybody's ever felt that way. I just felt that there was something not quite right. So anyway, I got my results back. The results was abnormal. I was then given an appointment to go and see a specialist to get a colposcopy. So yeah, I had to get a colposcopy done, which is a bit like a smear test, but it's more invasive, and like specialists uses like these special like binocular type things. I can't even describe it. But anyway, so I goes to get that done, and before I actually saw the specialist, the nurse spoke to me, and she was discussing about these abnormal cells and that it could be CIN, which is an abnormal growth. It's usually precancerous cells, and what they would do is they would burn that away. And she said, you know, do you give us permission to go ahead and do that if we can do that? And I was like, yes, you might as well since I'm here. So I goes in to see the specialist, and I was in there for a long time. He told me he was taking extra biopsies. I didn't know what that meant at the time. I had a nurse standing at the side of me, and she spoke me through it, and she was so nice, and I felt relaxed, and yeah, she kept my mind off things, and I always remembered there was something on the roof. You know how when you have a child and you get the cot mobiles above the cot, there was something similar to that, and I always remember looking at that, and it just made me feel at ease. So while this was going on, my mum's in the waiting room and she's panicking because there was a lot of people who had went in after me, and they had been and gone, and I was still with the specialist. So she's starting to panic. So anyway, he sits me down and he says to me, in my professional opinion, I think you've got cancer. So you can imagine getting that kind of news. And I was just like, what? Like, and I started crying. I couldn't quite grasp what he was saying to me. So he was like, do you want to get your mum in? I was like, yeah, definitely. So they brought my mum in and said to my mum, and my mum was, she was hysterical. She was absolutely hysterical. And I was sitting there thinking, is this, did he just say cancer? Like, I could not believe it. I was speechless. I just thought, no, he never said that. But I could be wrong. So what we'll do is we'll wait to see when the biopsies come back. And they said it should take like a week or something, and just to wait till then. So me mum's waiting on the bus going home, and we're just like, we just couldn't believe it. And you know, some people would have said to me, you know, but they said it might not be. But why would somebody tell you had cancer in their professional opinion if it wasn't? So anyway, a week passed, and I phoned to see if the results were in. It took me most of the day to actually get somebody to tell me what was going on. First of all, they says they weren't going to tell me on the phone, even though I'd given them permission to tell me over the phone. And then they were like, well, you can come in tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I'm not waiting till tomorrow. Somebody needs to see me today. So I got an appointment that day and off I went. And my brother and my mum come with me. And yeah, she says you've got cervical cancer. We think it could be stage 2B. We're not entirely sure. You might get a hysterectomy. You'll possibly get chemotherapy. But yeah, you've got cancer. Do you have any questions? And I just sat there like, I couldn't think. I could not think. My mum and my brother were crying and I was just no emotion whatsoever. I asked one question and that was, will I lose my hair? She told me that I wouldn't lose my hair. I think I actually asked 3 separate people if I'd lose my hair because I panicked about that. I really, really did. I know it sounds really vain, but I did. I didn't want to lose my hair. But I was told that I wouldn't lose my hair, and I didn't lose my hair. It did thin a bit, but I've got thick hair, so it didn't put me up or down. She just sent me on my merry little way. She never told me any more about it. She never gave me any leaflets. She didn't point me in any directions of where I could go, that I could get help, that somebody could explain this to me better. Nothing. Thankfully, my mum works in the hospital and have a Maggie's centre, and she knew that I could go to Maggie's. So I went to Maggie's, and I have to say Maggie's has been an absolute godsend. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for Maggie's. They've helped me lots, and they've helped my mum, and they've helped my daughter, and they've just been fantastic. I had an appointment with the gynaecologist and he just like spoke through things and told me more in detail of, you know, what it was, and said that I'll be getting sent for scans, and I had a MRI scan, a CT scan and a PET scan, and this was to determine what stage it was, to see if it had spread anywhere else in my body and to plan my treatment out. So I got all the results back and it was confirmed that it was stage 2B. It had actually spread to my lymph nodes and my pelvis, and the plan of action was 5 weeks of radiotherapy 5 days a week and 5 weeks of chemotherapy for 1 day a week. And I come from a place called Fife, and they don't have a lot of places where you could get radiotherapy, so I had to go to Edinburgh for all my treatment. So I was travelling backwards and forwards on the train to Edinburgh for 5 weeks, and yeah, it wasn't the best of times. After the chemotherapy and radiotherapy, I got something what you call brachytherapy. So what happens with brachytherapy is radiation straight to the source. So basically what happened, I had to go under so that they could put a sleeve in my cervix so that the rods for the radiotherapy could go straight, could sit in the cervix without it moving, and it's hitting the right bit. And I got three doses of that. The first blast I got, I went under so that they could fit the rods into the cervix, and then I lay all day, got taken to a room, and they attached me to this machine and left the room, and I was left there myself, and they then blasted the radiation straight into the cervix. So after that, they took the rods out while I was still awake, and that was an experience. They actually had gas and air at the side of me in case I needed it, but I was like, you know, just let's get on with this and get them out. So the second and third blast I stayed over in the hospital. So I went to the hospital in the morning. They put me under to put the rods back in again. And then I sat, well, I lay. I lay all day, and you're not allowed to move at all when you're actually lying with these rods, so that you don't move them. They scan you to make sure that they're in place and that they've not moved. So anyway, for my second blast, I waited all day, and then I got the second blast, and I went back up to the ward and stayed overnight. But I was in so much pain. I've never felt pain like this in my life. I was getting painkillers constantly every hour, and really strong painkillers, but then I was starting to hallucinate as well because of the effects of the painkillers, and I was like seeing things, and I was telling my mum that the spirits were coming to take me away. It was just absolutely horrendous, really, really horrendous. So anyway, they went away, and I tried to like settle myself down and try not to think about this pain, and I was trying to watch a film, and I kept hearing my name getting whispered, but everybody else was asleep around me. So it was a bit freaky. It really was. By the morning time, my blood pressure was through the roof, my temperature was really low, my heart rate was high, they had to pump me full of fluids, and it was horrible. I had to lie there all day again. I started to feel better after a couple of hours, and then I had some toast and I felt a bit better than what I did in the morning. So anyway, I waited all day, and then I went and got the third blast. So I got the third blast just the same as the first and the second, but this time they were removing not only the rods but the sleeve as well, with me awake. Again, there was gas in there at the side of me. I never touched it. I just wanted it to be over with. And the relief I felt when all that stuff was taken out of me was amazing. I have to say, throughout it, that's been the worst experience of my life, was the brachytherapy. I have never, ever, ever been through something so traumatic in all my life. It was horrible. It really was horrible. I got that at the end of my treatment. I had started treatment the beginning of December, and I finished mid-January, and that was including my brachytherapy. I stayed at my own house. My mum wanted me to stay with her, but I was determined, and I was a stubborn little bugger that I stayed at my own house. And when I was at the hospital having the general anaesthetic, I would stay at my mum's house because you're not allowed to stay your shell after that. So yeah, it wasn't the easiest time. It's probably one of the hardest times in my life, is going through cancer. Treatment wise, I think I got through it pretty well, apart from when I was the chemotherapy. I only got 4 sessions rather than the 5 because it was affecting my hearing. I couldn't hear properly, and I was getting ringing in my ears, and it was declining. So they decided that they weren't going to give me the 5th one because they didn't want me having more damage to my hearing. And to this day, I still actually get the ringing in the ear, and there's a name for it, but I always say it wrong. But you'll know what I'm talking about. So yeah, at night time I have to listen to something in the background because silence really is horrible to me, and you seem to hear the ringing even more. So if you've got something playing in the background, it kind of keeps your mind off it. So yeah, still get that to this day. The radiotherapy made me feel really, really, really tired. Things like, you know, doing dishes and putting the washing on the dryer was really a task. It would take me like twice as long as it usually would, and sometimes I would get very frustrated with myself and I would have a little moment and then I would say, shut up, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and there's people out there a lot worse than you. I would have to take anti-sickness tablets, and as long as I took the tablets I was fine. In fact, I ate like a horse. Like, I was constantly eating. It was almost like being pregnant, really, because I craved certain things, and like the things I craved, I needed it right there now. I remember one time I just shut up, put my jacket on. My daughter's like, where you going? I'm like, I really need pineapple juice. Went across the shop, picked a pineapple juice, and actually drank it walking around the shop because I was that desperate for this pineapple juice. I couldn't even wait to pay for it. I think one time I'd missed a dose for my anti-sickness tablets and I was on the train coming back from Edinburgh and I felt sick. I was like, oh no, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be sick. I didn't want to be sick on the train. There's toilets on the train, and even then I couldn't do it. But we're near enough at Kirkcaldy, so it's not as if I could go to the toilet, because if I went to the toilet I could miss my stop. So I had to wait till they stopped at Kirkcaldy, ran off the train, straight to the toilet, and was sick. But it was the only time I was ever sick. Sometimes I felt a bit queasy, but like I say, if I took my anti-sickness tablets I was fine. So yeah, I still got like some side effects from that treatment. As I say, the ringing in the ears, the tips of my fingers are quite sensitive. Sometimes I can't button up a shirt. I get like I don't know, like wee pins and needles in my nail bed. It's weird. And my bladder is just like in a mess, and I have to take tablets for it. Diagnosed again in October-September time of 2017, and this came about because I was having a investigation about my bladder. So I got an MRI scan, and that's when they realised there was something not quite right. So I'll stop the video at that. One, because we'll be here all day, and two, there's workmen up the stairs from me and they're causing a lot of noise and it's getting louder and louder, and I'm scared in case it's going to pick up on this video. So what I'll do is I'll record the video in the next couple of days and I'll put it up. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope that you took some sort of information away and it could maybe help somebody in the future. And if you're female, please, whatever you do, always go for your smear test, no matter what. It's not a hard thing to do. It's a bit uncomfortable for what, a minute or so. It could save your life, so please always get a smear test done. Anyway, give this video a like, and if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that you're notified anytime I upload a video, and so that you know when the second part of this video is up. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.